Hey everybody, I'm Sarah. You're watching Creative Ramblings, where I share simple, inspiring projects. Today I am showing you how to use gold leaf on a canvas to create some colorful modern art. Let's jump right into this tutorial. Alright, so we have a blank canvas here. The first thing we're going to do is get this painted. We are going to use a blue and white acrylic paint to do this, and we're going to make a really cool kind of ombre watercolor effect. So we're going to start with the blue. And just add a little bit of paint to the canvas. And then using a brush, we're just going to kind of go back and forth. And we're not going to cover the whole canvas. Just going to do a lot of brush strokes. Now we're going to come in with some white and lighten this up a little bit. I don't want to blend these colors completely. I do want to have some of the dark streaks and some of the light streaks in this. All right, we're going to let this dry completely and then we'll move on to the gold leaf. So the canvas is dry. And underneath it, I'm just going to place a piece of wood so that when we push down with our stencil and our gold leaf on top, we've got a nice solid surface here. We're going to use some stencils for this gold leaf. Now this is a set of adhesive stencils, and you can pick these up in a variety of different themes. This is kind of a tropical theme here. So these adhesive stencils are reusable. So you can see that I've definitely used these before, but when we flip this over, you can actually pull off these stencils, and they've got a nice sticky part on them. You can put them down, use them, and then put them back on their backing, and they're going to hold up over and over again. Then you're going to need some gold leaf. Gold leaf is a two-part process. You're going to need some adhesive. I really like this Speedball metal leaf adhesive here, and I'll tell you why I like it so much when we start this process. Then you're also going to need some metal leaf sheets. Now, gold leaf would imply that this is actually made out of real gold. I purchased a less expensive option, and this is made out of metal, so it's called metal leaf. But I've got a big package of sheets here, and it's a really delicate leaf, and it just comes in a square like this, and we can pull this off and use it as we need it. So I'm going to put this aside for now, and we're going to put the stencil onto the canvas. All right, so on here, I'm going to make kind of a tropical look. And again, I said I had 3 of these canvases. And so we are going to make one of them into a pineapple. So I'm gonna pull this pineapple off and center it right here. And this has a lot of intricate little designs here. So we just wanna push down really well. And having that piece underneath here helps me be able to push this down. Seal it in really well. So now we're going to take this metal leaf adhesive, just a regular paintbrush, and give it a little shake. You don't want too much because we don't want to get bubbles in there. And this is a very liquidy, kind of a very runny adhesive. And I'm just going to dip my brush in. It's got kind of a milky white consistency, so we don't want too much. And we're just going to dab it on to all the open spaces here. Now what makes metal leaf adhesive so special is that it takes a long time for it to dry. So it's gonna go on in this kind of milky consistency here. Then we're gonna let it sit for almost, well, about 30 minutes. And that milky color is going to turn clear, but it's still going to be tacky. Just tacky enough to hold the gold leaf. So we'll fill in all of our pieces here with just a little bit. We don't want to oversaturate this because it will run under this stencil, and we don't want that. All right, I think we've got all the little spaces filled. Got my timer set for 30 minutes, and we'll be back to add that metal leaf. All right, time is up. It has been 30 minutes and the milky color is gone. It's a nice clear color. And when I touch it, there's just a little bit of tackiness that's still left on there. So now it's time to add our gold leaf. So I've got this piece underneath here, so this is nice and sturdy. And we're just gonna take the gold leaf. Make sure your hands are nice and clean. This will stick to your hands. And we're just gonna kind of lay it on top of here. And I'm gonna end up using another piece, but we'll start with this for now. Then I like to use a nice foam brush. You can use any kind of paintbrush to do this. I find it works better than fingers. And I'm just gently pushing it down onto the stencil. So you can see it's going on to the pineapple stencil. You can see all of that in there, those little pieces showing through. Now these edges here, I can pull up and I can put this down up here. So this stuff really does go pretty far. Now I want everything covered in gold. If I wanted kind of a vintage, maybe crackled look, I would just haphazardly put pieces on here, but I want to really cover the whole thing. Now a really important step here is to make sure that we leave this stencil on while we're doing this part. It really ensures that we are only getting the gold leaf where the adhesive is. If I were to take that stencil off, it would kind of just be a mess and we wouldn't have very crisp lines. So for the next step, I'm going to lay down a paper towel and I'm going to take this same brush and I'm just going to be a little bit more rough with it here and I'm going to scrape off some of the extra. Give it all a place to go. Now I can actually use this for another project if I wanted. And now it's time to pull off the stencil. Look at that. So I've got a few pieces I can just pull up here. And some of this is still a little bit wet from the metal adhesive that we used. So I'm gonna let this now dry completely. And then if there's still any flakes that I wanna come off, I can grab another clean dry brush and just brush it over. But for the most part, that is done. These gold leaf canvases fit perfectly in my colorful office. If you wanna check out the full tour of my office, just click that link above. I hope you found this tutorial inspiring and you wanna go create some gold leaf canvas for yourself. If you like this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing so you don't miss my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.